Good afternoon. This is the best group ever. This is the most we've had for our town hall, so thank you for coming. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you, so thank you. For those that don't know me, my name is Bridget Bunning. I'm the Director of Pastoral Care and Mission here, and have been here 17 years, so I've been here for a while, and I'm delighted to be able to talk at these town halls a little bit about mission and values. A little bit different today. We're going to show a video to start, and then I have a few comments after. Although this isn't specifically on one of our mission values, it certainly encompasses what they're supposed to mean. So here we go. Thank you. Sorry about that, technical difficulties, but you get the idea. I always find this little video extremely challenging and moving because we never really know, do we? We never know what people are going through, what somebody's walking through or striving through or praying through. Both the joyful, as we saw, and the extremely heart-wrenchingly difficult. Each of us gathered here today are so much more than what your public persona is, what your let your coworker see, or the person down the street. We keep a lot to ourselves because we don't want to be a burden. We don't want to lay down our lives in front of other people, but all of us are carrying something. But knowing what we know, that everybody is carrying something, what would we do differently? That maybe each of us somewhere here in this room is struggling with a birth or a death, kids, a significant other or spouse, parents, your health or illness, siblings, job or more than one job, money issues, faith issues, school problems, relationships. You can fill in the blank for yourself. All of us are grieving and carrying some type of loss. And we know that the elders and families that come here to call this place home are experiencing the same thing. We may even know of some of their losses. They're coming here to live. That's a loss and a hardship of independence. And you could go on and on. Knowing those that we're carrying something, how would we treat each other differently? How would that make us be different in how we are with one another, with how we are with family members who are struggling to have a good day, or for elders who are doing their best just to adjust to being here? We might try a little tenderness, a little kindness, compassion, one of our mission values. Respect, another one. Sympathy, care. That might be how we move forward in treating one another, because we don't know what other people are carrying on a day-to-day basis. Remember that how we treat each other when we walk through this door matters. It matters every day, and it matters every time we have an encounter with somebody. It matters all the time. Just remember that you never know, and give people the benefit of the doubt that they're doing the best that they can. I want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all you give to Nazareth Home on a daily basis. The gifts that you bring make this place what it is, and it makes a difference. So thank you for your big hearts, for caring. Each of you is so very, very appreciated. So thank you.
Thank you, Bridget. We made it this far and no tears.
That's pretty good.
This is good. We're doing better this afternoon. So thanks for this great crowd, and just looking at all of your faces, I want to thank each of you for all that you do in ministry here every day. What I hope that we all take away from this little film clip is that sometimes we get lost in the details. We get lost in the small stuff. And as Scripture calls us to do, lead with your ears. Lead with your ears. And oftentimes, when folks are telling us, as they certainly do me, I'm often on the other end of that phone with someone who is up here, and I can think about that they're up here, or I can center myself that where they are is here, and that their here is broken and hurting. And the reason they call me was not to give me grief, but to try to get hope, to try to get help, to try to be heard. And they're looking at me to lend a hand, perhaps hold their hand, and just help them get to the other side. If any of you have ever had a loved one in a healthcare situation, or certainly in a place like ours, as great as it is, I'm here to tell you it stinks. Would you agree? It hurts. It hurts all the time. And every day you're faced with grief and loss. And it hurts. You and I, as great as we are not going to make that go away. That oughtn't be our goal. But what ought to be our goal? Partnership, support, help, managing ourselves, understanding that when somebody is giving us what we might call a complaint, they're really giving us their heart. Because they've already given us their heart when they moved their loved one here. So, purpose of me saying this to you hopefully is to lift you up and to help you move away from the details of care and whether we wrote something down right, but it's our presence, it's our relationship with people that's going to make a difference. And that's what makes Nazareth Home great. So let's just keep doing that. But give yourself that thought to try to just lean in with your ears. Less talk, more love, right? Less talk, more looking in the eye. Less talk, more presence. We'll all benefit. So thank you for everything you do. So, Town Hall once a quarter, I always say I stand here, I tell you stuff. I don't know if it's the stuff you want to hear, it's the stuff I got. So Melissa is leading bringing a group of team members together to try to hear what you want to hear, and then I'll do my best to try to deliver it, because I work for you. That's what I do. And I'm serious about doing that, and so therefore, once a quarter, I stand here and do this. So bear with me. So we have a lot of people changes. This morning when I came in at 6:45, I think it's the first time I've been here at 6:45 in about 17 years that I've been walking the door with Jennifer Smith. So it's been a big deal for Jennifer to not be here. She was a big partner to me. So I always say you don't replace people, but we do, thankfully, have the ability to replace positions with other quite competent people that will also grow to love. We just don't know them yet. So we've been recruiting for someone as director of HR. We found someone, I think she's going to be great. I think we're close to being able to say who she is. I believe she'll be here about the 10th of November, certainly before Thanksgiving. She will be here. She has a lot of great experience. She's devoted to long-term care. She's currently the director of HR in a company of long-term care centers that has 6 or 8. So she knows what she's doing, and we'll be glad to have her. And just like we welcome Melissa, Sarah, Carrie, it'll be great to have some different leaders on the team. Also, we have Ashley Cochran and Sharon Weichert moving into assistant administrator roles. Ashley on the other campus, Sharon here. Ashley is going out of the gate a little bit quicker to Clifton. So to support those two doing that, we've had to backfill their very important jobs. Where's Addison Combs? Wave your hand. Ashley, you can wave your hand in case there might be some people who don't know you. So Addison was was hired, what, your 2 weeks here?
Like 3, this is like the 3rd week.
Okay, time flies. 3 weeks. Before that, she was here as a student intern. Addison's a Bellamy graduate. In between her graduation and coming here, she had a lot of physician office management. She knows what she's doing. She's a quick study, so she's learning the ropes in there. Jennifer Gorder is going to replace the director of admissions job that Sharon is in. We've hired a replacement for Jennifer Gorder. Sharon, raise your hand. Another Sharon. Sharon is on her 2nd day here at Nassar Home, her 1st day on the actual switchboard. So as soon as she learns the ropes, Jennifer Gorder will go into the admissions office. Sharon will move into the office where Joan McGee and Karen Kramer were. Karen Kramer will be going into the vestry.
Karen's back.
Pardon me?
Karen's back.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we do have Karen Kramer on the staff, y'all. I'm not just making stuff up. She just doesn't work here. Now, see, I lost it.
Karen's back.
Yeah, I'm finished with that. I'm moving on. Joan is moving to 3rd floor Maria, where Tracy Fleur is. Tracy Fleur will move to ground next to where Kit is. I'm avoiding being that Louisville person that says that was Roland's office, because I hate to go back like 4 generations on where people's offices were. So anyway, much gratitude to all these people that are moving around, because we need new, right? You know, to stay dynamic, to stay great, we gotta be open to being new. And sometimes we have to push ourselves to do that, right? So I think that's it on that. Okay, now, at Clifton, I wanna let you know a couple of things that are going on over there. For those of you that have never been to Clifton, we have a building there that in its day housed independent living and personal care. It's like an apartment building. Shortly after we got there, and really before we got there, that building had not been used very much. There were maybe 3 or 4 people on one of those floors. So we closed it out. Really, we thought we were gonna tear it down and renovate. But the marketplace changed and COVID changed, and we're not gonna build over there. So we've decided to try to live into all of the space that we have. And there's a lot of space. So one of the floors, we did some renovation on. There's 12 apartments, and we have that to provide independent living right now for retired priests. As you all know, we have a great relationship with all the vowed religious. From the Xavier brothers, the Passionists, the Archdiocesan priest, Little Sisters of the Poor. They don't have to be just one as Sister of Charity. We take care of all of the religious in the community. So it was easy to form this partnership. There's 2 priests living there now. They get up in the morning, get their breakfast in the kitchenette, get in their car, and go to their work. Both of them are still working. And then they come in the afternoon, they have dinner, and it's perfect. That Clifton neighborhood is such a great neighborhood, so if they weren't driving, that community is walkable. They could walk to the bus stop, they could walk to church, they could walk to a great restaurant, so it's perfect for independent living. We do have another floor, and we probably, after the first of the year, will be looking at renovating that floor and making that into apartments just for anybody. 55 and older, right? No college students. Although I do think that would be innovative. I do think that would be innovative, so I might just try it, but anyhow, that's the plan now. Also, at Clifton, unlike here, where every room is duly certified, we can serve anyone with Medicare or Medicaid in any of our rooms open in personal care. At Clifton, it's not like that. We have a long stretch of rooms. We have 12 rooms that are Medicare only, but they're not where we deliver short stay service. So it's kind of awkward. Just for instance, on Monday, we had folks that really needed to move from recovery into long-term care, but we didn't have any rooms here, and the license at Clifton didn't allow us to move that person there. So we're changing that. And so in this next month, we'll be able to have all of the skilled nursing rooms duly certified. Plus, we're gonna remove, we have 11 rooms on the ground floor there that are personal care. We have 4 people in them, and they're all vowed religious and can move someplace else under the roof there. And so we're gonna remove those personal care and make them skilled. And they're not like personal care here, they're just right, one room is personal, the next room is skilled. So they're not really designed for what people are looking for when they're looking for personal care. So we think that'll be great, it'll give us more utility, and it's just a good change for Clifton. Any question or feedback on that? A little update on recruitment. And thanks to Jenny and Brooke and Kim and everyone who's constantly working with this, I just want to show you that things are getting better. For instance, in January, we had 23 and a half open nursing positions. We closed out August with 10.8 open nursing positions. So that's huge, very huge. And September's even better. Same at Clifton. Started out the year 26, now we're at 18 and a half, and things are really looking better on the recruitment side. Excuse me. So thanks so much for all of you for welcoming people, helping them, holding hands. I'm in the holding hands message today, but that's really what it takes to get to the other side. And then this is the data that the government has about us. If you log on to www.nursinghomecompare or .gov, or you can just Google Nursing Home Compare, put in our zip code, and you'll see this. I just always like to be transparent. I want to make sure, I always like to see everything that the government has on us. I'm always looking at everything the government has on us, because I want to make sure that I know what somebody's reading about us. This is what they would read about us. So back in the day, you know, I've been an administrator for a minute or two. I got to fill in a form that would say what our staffing was like. That ability went away about 6 years ago, and the payroll-based journal came to play, which is just a data dump out of our ADP into the government. So neither me, Brooke, Jenny, Kim, we don't have any ability to make this look any different than it does. So what I want you, hopefully, to feel good about is that our total number of nurse staff hours, and sorry for everyone in the room that's not a nurse, the government's really focused on nursing. So when you consider how many more people work here than nursing, we've got a dedicated social worker on every one of our programs. We have more activity, I call it activity therapy staff, than I think anyone in the metro. So we do a lot for the people we serve, And we do a lot for each other. So part of my motivation in always showing you these stats is to help you know on the day that you're running around like a crazy person and feeling like you don't have room to breathe, we still are providing hours at a level that's way beyond our colleagues in the community. So when you look at that 5 hours and 3 minutes as compared to a Kentucky average of 3 hours and 47, that's a lot. That's a lot. So just kind of settle in on that and kind of hang on to that when you're feeling really stressed, that doesn't mean that we don't have enough people. It means that the role you're in is big, and it's important, and it matters. It matters to people, and you know that it matters, and that's why you're feeling pressed. And thank you for that. And it's pretty much the same at Clifton. Clifton doesn't have quite as many people as we do because they don't have as many programs. The way we're kind of segregated here makes us a little bit heavier. But even still, we're comparing 4 hours and 15 minutes to 3 hours and 47. Thanks for the vaccination. We're hitting it out of the park. We've been above the benchmark since this happened, thanks to everything that everybody is doing. And hopefully, I'm not gonna say much about anything else related to COVID. I don't wanna bring it up. Just don't even put it out there, right? Get the flu vaccine, it's coming. And then lastly, just thank you for answering all these surveys. I know that our friend Melissa here really, she's big on surveys. Have y'all noticed that? But just show her a little grace and keep responding to the surveys because, why do you think they matter? Why do you think our entering these competitions, why does that matter? Why do we want to do that? We're in the trust business. We're in the one and only 100% trust business. So we need to all be trusting each other and living in that if anybody is going to trust us enough to come through this door and give us their heart, right? So I want to make sure that the people we serve know that we care enough to do what we do and that we hold ourselves accountable for what we do by throwing our hat in the ring. In the hope that individuals who don't work here know that it's a good place to be. It's a good place to be, because you know what? You all say it is, not me. And that was what was so great about that top workplace. I wasn't writing how good we were. You were answering how you felt about your work. And that's what's so important and great. So that's all for me. I'll take your questions or I'll take your tomatoes. And here we are. Okay. My office is right out there. You know where it is. I really do care what you think. And I'm open to hearing it, even if sometimes I don't like it. So just come on by. Thanks.